The Burrage Sports Show.
What up, everybody? It's the Burrage Sports Show. We are live in effect. I am the dad and one of your hosts, Mike B.
Mike BURR.
April T. Mayweather and versus Paul. Man, I'm so glad I did not pay for that fight.
Highway
What a waste
robbery.
of time.
Highway robbery. Let me just say something. I didn't pay for that pay-per-view. I just couldn't do it. I did pay for the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. exhibition, and it was fun because you had Nate Robinson on there, but this one I just couldn't pay for it. Okay, but I watched YouTube and they were showing. I saw like maybe 5 of the 8 rounds on YouTube. Okay, and it was a hug fest. I'll be honest. What's his name? Logan Paul was maybe 50 pounds heavier than Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Easily.
Because he's a heavyweight. And he had a really good strategy because he is a decent fighter. So his strategy was to punch and hold, and don't let Floyd Mayweather get off. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Floyd Mayweather, I think in the 3rd round, hit him with a shot, and he actually was going down. Did y'all see that controversy?
Yeah.
But Floyd held him up.
Yeah, and speaking on that, it's reported that Mayweather placed a large bet that the fight would go 8 rounds.
Wow.
Because, most people bet on a knockout either way. Real boxing fans were saying Mayweather would easily knock an amateur out. Logan Paul fans knew the only chance he could win was by knocking him out. It's not like he was going to outbox Mayweather. And so it's reported that Mayweather put a large bet of $20 million on a fight going 8 rounds, which turned into $150 million after the fight.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know everybody saw that clip. It went viral where Mayweather clearly tags Logan Paul. It looks like he's about to go unconscious, and Mayweather holds him up so he could finish the round. So,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? Vegas and the gamblers, they don't mind if Floyd Mayweather does that, because you know why? In gambling, there's a saying: the house always makes money.
Yep.
So they're never gonna pay out more than what they make. So when somebody like Mayweather put $20 million and odds start moving and things start escalating, more people start betting, they're okay with that. They're okay with that because the house always makes money.
But do these exhibition matches, these fights, does this impact tarnish Mayweather's boxing legacy overall? Because everyone knows this is strictly for entertainment purposes.
Yep.
They're actors up there at this point. But Mayweather is a real boxer. So is this tarnishing his legacy?
What do you think?
Well, I say if his legacy is tarnished, because let's be honest, he's one of the greatest fighters, not of just our era, of all time. 50-0, okay? Never lost as a professional. And probably fought more champions during his reign as a champion than any other fighter. So, yes, it's a yes and no. Yes, it can tarnish his legacy, but he made about $100 million to wash that tarnish off. So he can take a bath in dollar bills and gold coins and, Swedish kroners and Dutch marks to wash all that tarnish off. So, yeah, you could tarnish my legacy all you want. Floyd's nickname, and people don't remember, his nickname used to be Pretty Boy Floyd.
Right.
And then once he took control of his career, his nickname changed to Floyd Money Mayweather. So whether it's tarnished or not, he lived up to his rep to do what he always does, and that's get the bag.
But does that tarnish his legacy?
Exactly. And I know a lot of people are saying that, but to me, these exhibition fights actually add to Floyd Mayweather's legacy.
Why?
Because, like you said, we'll remember him as Floyd Money Mayweather. He's the only billionaire boxer. He made $1 billion off the sport.
True.
He dominated the sport, 50-0. Everybody they put in front of him: Canelo, Pacquiao, Cotto, Mosley, whoever you want to say. He embarrassed them all the legends. And to me, that's untouched. That 50-0 is going to stand. These little exhibition fights don't have any impact on that. And to me, they actually add to his legacy of Money Mayweather. If you can make 100 to 200 million in a sparring match against some amateur boxer, why wouldn't you do it?
Right.
Yeah.
That's getting the bag. That's being Money Mayweather. That's putting the business of the career and seeing how important it was. You know, we got to remember how Floyd Mayweather got so rich. He was the first boxer to realize, wait, why do I need a promoter? I can promote my own fights. He took control of his promotion while he was still boxing, and he made a big bag. He made $1 billion boxing.
Wow.
And that's his legacy. And now he may every couple years he's gonna come around, fight the next YouTube star, fight the next guy that's talking stuff to him, make a couple $100 million, and keep making the money. And
That's true.
And I like what he said in his interview. He said, "Hey, I can't feed my kids' legacy." so keep getting the money.
Yeah, you can't eat legacy. But you know what I love about Floyd too? He lives like the money that he makes. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna buy. He has like a garage full of like, you know, $500,000 and up cars. You know what I mean? He's gonna buy the newest Bugatti, the newest Rolls. He showed his watch collection. He got
It's
like
crazy.
$2 or $3 million watches. Like one thing I could say about him, when he gets the bag, he enjoys the bag, and he's not gonna hide. He ain't hiding. You know, he's like, look, I am Floyd Money Mayweather. And I seen him in an interview once. He said, I do what I want to do. Because they were saying something about maybe striking against Gucci or something like that. And he was like, I'm not doing it. And he went in there and did all his shopping. And he had all his stuff. And he came out, did some interviews. And he said, look, I do what I want to do. I fought for this money. I earned this money. I'm spending it where I want to spend it. And that's one thing I like about him. He enjoys the bag.
Yeah.
He's not a miser, and he's not trying to be all overly modest. He's just doing what he got to do, and that's living large.
And what's great about Mayweather, and I agree, I think this actually adds to his legacy because this is life after retirement. How to still make millions of dollars from a sport that you put so much energy into and became the best at. Now you're making money after, you know, your official retirement for the game. Now to me, what he's doing now is like reality TV of boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good
Everything
point.
is
You're right.
staged, but it's real. And he's setting like a trend because now you have Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter, you know, two kind
That
of
is
like
such a freaky matchup, isn't
a
it?
weird matchup, but hey, they're getting to the bag.
bag, yeah,
And
I
people
guess
are
you're
going to
right.
tune in.
Yeah.
Who's not going to tune in and watch that? Like, I personally am going to watch it. I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to watch the highlights because I think this fight is going to be hilarious. And I really applaud them for following pursuit what Mayweather is doing. Hey, let's turn this into reality TV.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And let's face it, you know, I think the reason why the Paul brothers are making so much off of exhibition boxing, while Mayweather is, we even paid for a Mike Tyson Roy Jones fight, and they're both like 50.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
so interested in that, though. I
And
can't even front.
Exactly. And the only reason this is happening is because right now, outside of Canelo, it's really no household names in boxing.
Yeah.
And even Canelo isn't, in terms of fame, he isn't Mayweather, he isn't Mike Tyson, he isn't Roy Jones, Muhammad Ali. Like it's no boxers right now that get casual fans to buy a fight. You know, if you into the sport of boxing, you into the technical aspects, there's some great boxers out here.
Yeah.
But none of them have been able to capture that marketing to be household names, you know, in this internet, you know, short attention span era. That's why Mayweather and Tyson are still the biggest names in boxing.
I think it's one other. I'll say one other.
Who?
Tyson Fury. He's real interesting. Like
He
if
is.
if he fights the little round table, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight again,
Anthony
or Tyson
Joshua.
Fury, Anthony Johnson, or if Deontay Wilder fight those three, if they could mix it up like Ali, and that's why Ali is the greatest, because he
Yeah.
fought George Foreman, Frazier, Ken Norton. You know, he took on the top guys
Yeah.
in their primes, you know, Floyd Patterson, Sonny Liston. And those were the fights that people were salivating over. Right. And then he fought some of them more than once. So that's, other than Canelo, the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Johnson. Anthony Joshua, I'm sorry. That round table could be epic if they do the Ali thing and if they fight each other.
Yeah, and they don't want to fight each other right now.
And it's really Anthony Joshua. He kind of ducking Tyson Fury, it seems like, because they're about to fight. He's about to fight Wilder again for the third time.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's definitely ducking, and that just kind of leads to, hey, if you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And right now, it's looking like the Brooklyn Nets are going to take it all the way to the NBA championship. They're looking like the winners. But here's the question, though. They have this super team. So is it really a true... If they make it to the NBA Finals and if they win, because they're destroying the Bucks right now.
Yes.
Does this count the same as a team like the Golden State Warriors, who kind of built their team from the ground up?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say yes because... yes. Because here's the thing. When you are a certain class of athlete, if you don't win, we know modern media now, if you don't win a chip, especially in basketball, probably more so than any other sport, they kind of mock you and they kind of downplay your greatness. You don't really get all the credit you deserve. So
look at like Charles Barkley.
Look at Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone. There's a lot of players on that list. But even more so now with all these talking heads, all these 24-hour sports shows, they put so much pressure on the star players to win a ring. So these star players are doing what they have to do now because they don't want to deal with that mock the rest of their career, the rest of their retirement. So I think super teams are necessary because somebody like James Harden, he's like, look, I've been MVP. I've been scoring champ. I've been elite for the last 7-8 seasons. If I don't get this ring, that's all they're going to say about me. With all my accolades, it's always going to be, but you didn't get a ring, though. Like, somebody could come off the street. You talking to a guy who made $700 million, and somebody off the street could talk to him like he never accomplished nothing. Well, you ain't got no ring, and he living in the projects. And I'm not downing anybody in the projects. I'm just saying, my point is, people can mock you just because you don't have a ring, because that's how much pressure on these superstars now.
Yeah. And, I'm going to admit I'm hating right now because the Lakers lost in the first round. I'm going to say it doesn't count. If people want to say,
oh, man.
If people want to say our ring last year in the bubble doesn't count, putting together this super team, every other team got injured. It doesn't count. And if they don't win the championship, they bombs too.
Wow.
So either way, they flew.
What flavor is that haterade you drinking?
Put that
what flavor
energy.
is that haterade?
Nah,
but you know what?
You got to beat LeBron for it to count.
Interesting. Well, LeBron, I think he got a little shook up from losing in the first round of the playoffs. I don't know the Lakers, why they decided to get rid of some key players that helped them win a championship last year.
Yeah.
And they suffered from that. Like, I wasn't expecting the Lakers to go out in the first round. If somebody told me in October of last year, LeBron is not going to make it past the first round of the playoffs and has to do a play-in game number 1 as well, I would have been like, you're out of here. You're crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what happened. And LeBron announced that next season he's going back to the number 6 for his jersey number. So do you think, why do you think he did that?
Because it's time. That's the number he wore with the Heat when he got his first, taste of victory. So I like this move. I think he debated it last year, but now he's going to do it. I think it's just, I think it's just him entering a new phase of his career. I think this is like the last chapter. Yeah. And, I also think it's symbolic. I think he wants the 6 rings. Because I think if LeBron, in his mind, if he wins 6 rings, because really the only person people still say is better than him at this point is Jordan.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not going to hear too much debate for anybody else. So I think in his mind, he's like, hey, if I win 6, I don't care how many tries it takes. They're going to have to say I'm going to go at some point.
Yeah, I can see that. But the only way he's going to get to 6 okay, you got Anthony Davis, and we know when he's healthy, nobody can stop him.
Yeah,
he's
when
just
he's healthy.
phenomenal. But he's got to be healthy. But they're gonna have to get some more others
Yeah.
because the others they have right now, I don't know if they can propel him to his 6 rings. I just don't see it.
Yeah, and I just don't get what the Laker franchise was doing. And granted, I'm not this, NBA expert and I know every single stat. But from the outside looking in, I just don't understand why the Lakers got rid of not 1, not 2, but 3 key players last season. Rondo, Dwight, and McGee. I just didn't understand that.
Yeah.
Sorry to pronounce your name wrong.
I didn't understand who McGee is. But no, I feel you.
Yeah.
But let me kind of break down something. So I'm looking at the Los Angeles Lakers salaries and people who are locked in. So Bron is locked in to 22-23. Okay?
Yep.
So he's not going in there. Anthony Davis is locked in all the way through 24-25. So he's who they're banking the franchise on. Schroeder will be a free agent.
Thank you.
Are they going to re-sign Schroeder?
No.
Okay.
He had his chance in the middle of the season. I think after the playoffs. It's no
over?
way. Yeah.
Oh, and Magic Johnson, did y'all hear what he said about Schroeder? Magic came out. He was like, I don't know if he was on an interview on TV or newspaper, whatever, but he said basically Schroeder is not a Laker.
Ooh.
He said he let us down in the first round. He's not a Laker.
Yeah.
That's what Magic said.
I have a
Magic
question.
says that you out of there.
So is he still working with the LA franchise or?
Unofficially.
Yeah, he's like family to Jeannie Buss, and he is, Kobe is Mr. Laker, but he's the ambassador for the Lakers, but he has no ownership. His ownership is fully with the Dodgers now.
Okay.
But,
No, I'm just,
he's
I was
Magic.
curious.
yeah, right. He's
Right,
family.
right.
So, okay, KCP. Actually, if they're gonna get rid of him, they're gonna have to trade him because he signed through 22-23.
I like KCP though.
Okay. Montrezl Harrell. He signed through 21-22.
That was somebody I thought they didn't use enough, especially when AD got hurt. I thought he would play more. But I wonder, he was in the doghouse for some reason.
I don't know why they picked him up and he did good during the regular season.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs they iced him. And guess who's still making $5 million with the Lakers? A blast from the past, a former Bull, Luol Deng.
Wow.
Luol Deng is still getting the bag from the Lakers. That's how good his contract was.
Man, smart man.
Yeah.
He had a great shout out to his agent.
Yeah, because they bought him out, but he had, one of them type of things, though. Even though you bought him out, you had to keep giving him a bag.
Yeah.
So Luol Deng, but that doesn't count. Wesley Matthews will be an unrestricted free agent. Are they going to keep him?
I wouldn't mind keeping him around, especially at, the money he's making. I think that's a good value there.
Okay. Kuzma signed through 23-24. So Kuzma ain't going nowhere, y'all, unless they trade him. Look at Mike.
No comment.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I think we're seeing what happened with the Lakers is we're seeing the mistakes that they made just come to fruition.
Okay.
I don't know about next season for them.
Okay.
I really don't.
Caruso will be an unrestricted free agent. Do you keep Caruso or you got to let him walk?
I mean, it depends on how much, but if you can get him for cheap, for sure. I like him off the bench, but if some team is gonna pay him a bag, you got to let him go.
Okay. Jared Dudley's probably gonna retire.
Yeah.
This probably because he's gonna be unrestricted. I don't know what's gonna happen with him. He doesn't play any much, and he had a great career. Marc Gasol got 2 years left.
I mean, he's on, but I know, but he's only making 2.5 a year, so that's not a big. I would like him for depth. You're gonna need some other centers there. We saw that last year, but if he's your third string center, you might as well have him around.
Okay. What about Marquise Morris? Because he'd be unrestricted. Do you pony up with him?
Depends on the price.
Okay.
Yeah. Now here's a question: who do they need to bring in? What type of players? What type of depth do they need?
Well, who's a free agent this year?
Who?
Kawhi. Come back. He should have came to Lakers anyway. He's he's gonna lose again. And with the Clippers, so he should have came to the Lakers in the first place. So now he's gonna make that right. or we're gonna trade for Damian Lillard. So that's what's gonna happen.
I would actually want Dame Dollar in the Lakers. I think he fits the franchise better.
But you can't get Dame Dollar
Why not?
because Dame Dollar. I'm gonna pull up his salary and where he signed for the bag. So,
If you thought Kyrie and LeBron was nice, wait till you see Dame and Kyrie.
That's what I'm
or
saying.
Dame and LeBron.
oh, that would be ridiculous. But
Yeah.
Dame already got the bag though.
that's what I'm saying. So I don't know how they're gonna get him. Cause look, this year he made 31. Next year he makes 43 million. Then the year after that he make 47. Then the year after that he make 50. Then the year after that he make 54. I don't know if they can afford that bag if they're gonna keep LeBron and Anthony Davis. Cause Dame has signed for the bag.
I mean, y'all can have Kuzma, KCP.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You
But
can
I'm saying-
trade.
but-
We just named about like 6 players they can get
But
rid
see,
of.
But even in the NBA, you have to, when you make a trade for somebody under contract, the contracts you send over have to make up at least 80% of, they have to match. I don't even think putting all them together matches his bag.
Yeah, they would have to
Yeah,
like do a
that's
sign
true.
and trade or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
something crazy
Or
like
a
that.
three,
And
three,
I don't
four
know.
team deal.
Right. And I don't know if the Lakers have anybody of that value
Yeah.
where you could sign them up enough to trade them to match it. So Dame might be stuck in Portland because he took the bag, which, the bag. Well, yeah, let me ask you this, since I want to digress. What's more important, the bag or the ring?
I would say definitely the bag,
Really? Okay, why do you say that?
because you got to get it while you can.
yeah.
I don't even think it's really that hard because especially when you're a professional athlete, you're one injury away, one bad play, somebody stepping on your foot, rolling your ankle, tearing your ACL, and the medicine is getting better where players are coming back from that. But remember a guy like DeMarcus Cousins? He was up for contract, and then he just gets injury after injury. He could have made $200 million, but he'll never see that type of money again. And he won he won a ring with the Lakers because he was on the team for a certain amount of time. I guarantee he would trade that ring for that $200 million contract.
What you think, April? Is it and I want to add a little caveat to for the elite players. Is it more important to get that ring, to get that monkey off your back, or is it more important to get that bag?
Hear me well on this podcast. If you have signed 3 major contracts, 2 major contracts, and I'm talking about big dollars. So like Damian Lillard in like 4 years, then it's about the ring. But before that, it is about the money. Because at the end of the day, you're only in the NBA, on average 5-6 seasons. You got to get the money because it's life outside of the NBA. And that's what really matters. Yeah, we could talk mess about somebody being a bum. Oh, they're not anything, kind of like Kwame Brown. But at the end of the day, he makes $65 million in the league.
He's not a bum.
And he's not a bum. You know what I mean? So it's about the money. But I think once you get to a level like James Harden, he really wants to get a ring. So yes, you would take a calculated risk because you're making so much money outside of the sport by then.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So-
I can see that. Because I know I'd rather take that bag, man. Because you know what? I never forget, many years ago, I was arguing with a guy. And he was saying how this college player is better than this pro. That college player is better than this pro. And I won the argument in the end, and he even had to give it to me. I said, wait a minute. Okay, let's put it like this. 2 guys walk in the gym. You could say this guy could be a scrub or whatever you want to call him, but he's in the NBA. This college guy might be what you consider better than him. But the NBA guy has a check. You can't be better than me if you don't get a check for playing, and I do.
Right.
And that's what my buddy said. You know what? Now that you put it that way, you're right. So I have to go with the bag too. If you get a bag for hooping, there are no script. Like I forgot who said that. I think it was Jalen Rose. He was arguing with Stephen A. Smith when he was trying to cut up Kwame, Mama's Cooking. And Jalen Rose said, look, dude, there are no scrubs in the NBA.
None.
Just for the simple fact, I don't care what you think about that game. If you made it to the NBA and you're in that elite 400 plus, group of basketball players, and you're getting at least, everybody makes at least a 6-figure check, 6 to 9 figures in contract money to hoop, you nobody could dare call you a scrub.
Right.
I agree with that. But when you become super, super elite, then yeah, you can chase like your dreams and, go for the top. And that's talking about Aaron Rodgers. Mandatory minicamp of the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers is saying the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, what's going on?
He hasn't showed up to the mandatory minicamp, and it looks like he wants to really leave the Packers. He's not showing up at all, and he's okay with the fine. You have other players on the team like James Jones just saying like, man, we believe in him. He's going to show up. I don't know about that.
Well, as a Bear fan, and I'm being totally objective here, I'm not talking about my loyalty to the Bears. Please, Aaron Rodgers, please leave. Be angry at them.
Yeah, that's right.
Be mad at Green Bay. They don't appreciate you. They're not treating you right. They're not on your side. Get out of Green Bay. Why? Because you have been assassinating the Bears since you took over as starting quarterback.
And now that we have Justin Fields, we drafted, we actually have a chance.
Right.
We got a great defense. Aaron Rodgers, we want you to leave.
Please leave, Aaron Rodgers. They're doing you wrong, brother. They're doing you wrong.
This is the best news for any Bears fans. I just want to say Aaron is right. I don't know what happened in the front office, but Aaron, you're right. Yep. And you deserve to be treated better. You should go to another team.
Yep.
Even if you want to come to the Bears, we got a spot for you.
Yeah.
If you really want to stick it to them, come to us.
The Bears, right? Come to the arch rival and really stick it to them, and we'll be on your side, man. The day you sign, you are the starter. I'm gonna just tell you that right now, and we're gonna be cheering for you, and we're gonna get Green Bay back for you. But if you decide not to sign with the Bears, go out to the AFC, man.
Yeah, AFC.
Get out the NFC, man. You don't need to be in the NFC no more.
Yeah.
Go see another side of life, man.
Yeah.
Go to the AFC. So, hey, Aaron Rodgers, the Burrage Sports Show, we pulling for you, buddy. We got your back. Green Bay doesn't deserve you.
Can y'all guess what Aaron Rodgers' record is versus the Bears?
What?
You take a guess.
Probably like 24 and like 2.
5, yeah, something like that.
What do you think?
I say about 24 and 3 or 4.
21 and 5.
Oh,
and
I was close.
1-0 in the postseason. So
wow.
Yeah, he's been destroying
Get out of there. Get out of Green Bay.
Leave. We support you, Aaron.
Leave.
We
Aaron's number one fans to leave Green Bay.
Yay.
And I heard Green Bay is a great town, though. I heard it's a
No. They're not treating them right, though.
Yeah, they're not treating them right. They're not treating them right. They could do them
It's
better.
too cold. Go somewhere warm in the AFC. Go to Cali or something.
Yeah, get out of there, man. Get on out of there. What else you got up there, April?
That's all I got.
You know what? I want to talk about, it was a kid. Let me see if I got his name. It was a 14-year-old kid. And this is we just kind of revving up for the Olympics. It was a 14-year-old kid. He's a platform diver. And platform divers, you know how when you stand on that edge and you do that flip and your head really could hit that thing, but they barely miss it.
Yeah.
14 years old. He's still in middle school, and he qualified for the Olympic trials finals. Can you believe that?
Wow.
His name is Joshua Hedberg. So for all our winners out there, look this kid up. Joshua Hedberg, 14 years old and made it to the Olympic trial finals. That's accomplishment within itself, even if he don't make the Olympics. The fact that he got to the Olympic trial finals is fantastic, man.
No, that is fantastic. That is excellent. That's great.
Yeah.
Sounds like he could be up and coming Michael Phelps of this new generation.
Yeah.
And we already have another GOAT, Simone Biles. She won her 7th in consecutive U.S. national title.
Yeah.
She's probably going to get the gold again. So Team USA is going to be lit. I'm so ready for the Olympics.
Now, let me ask you this. If Simone Biles doesn't win in the Olympics, does that tarnish her legacy?
No.
No, I mean, she's already the GOAT. She's so far ahead. And she's still young too, so she can always come back and win it next time.
Yeah, and it's not common for most gymnasts to they normally only do one Olympics. So for her just even to try out for the second one is a lot. And then she's won 7 U.S. national championships. She's won 5 world championships. She's created over 11 different moves that nobody else can do. So it's just kind of like, okay, Olympics is like at this point that she's just doing this, like she said, she's just doing the Olympics for fun. That's literally what she said.
Yeah.
GOAT status.
Yeah, she's won a total of 30 Olympic and World Championship medals.
Wow.
The most decorated. She's the most decorated American gymnast and the third most in the world in terms of medal winning on the biggest stage, the Olympics and the World Championships. That is crazy, man.
Yeah, and she's also a GOAT too because she's kind of like a Mayweather in that sense, where there have been some top professional gymnasts from the U.S. that have moved to Texas to train at her gym that her parents and herself manages and coaches. So not only is she dominating the sport, she's also training the other top female gymnasts in the U.S. Like Jordan Childs, she got 3rd place in the nationals this past weekend, and they said how she moved from Washington State to Texas to train with her. So that's also GOAT status because she's developing the other top players in the game. And
you know that does kind of say why she's a GOAT as well, because usually, especially women's gymnastics, they can be a little catty, and the person on top isn't going to train other girls to maybe get on her level to beat her. But Simone is so far ahead of all the other gymnasts in the world that she can train other gymnasts to dominate on the world stage and still beat them.
Exactly.
That's crazy. That has never happened before.
Right.
Because usually you have to guard the top gymnast girl to get her through her prime for her to win her, her medals and live up to her full potential. But she's right in the middle of her prime. She's so good. She can train other girls to try to catch up to her, but she's still dominating everybody. That's crazy. And she's only 24 years old. She's young. She's only 24 years old.
That's all I got.
All right, man. This was a good episode, man. We was rocking and rolling, covered a lot of topics. Oh, I got a little surprise for us. The second best record in the American League is our Chicago White Sox, y'all. Yeah, we rocking and rolling, man. So shout out to all the White Sox fans out there. Another great podcast. Mike Burr, you got anything?
That's it.
All right. Check us out on social media. Like, subscribe, become a winner, and definitely share it with a friend. This was a good podcast. And as we always do, Mike Burr, drop the beat.
Thanks for tuning in. Share the podcast with a friend. Peace.